That was hammered.
All right, I'm gonna level with you about hitting the ball very far. On this channel, the way I teach you to create swing speed and hit the ball consistent is using a concept called weight forward. Keeping the weight forward in the swing maximizes power and allows you to have the same contact point time and time again. It's the key to playing great golf. But when I learned the golf swing, I learned to shift my weight back and forth. This caused me to have inconsistent contact and also robbed me of swing speed. And if you're like me and you learned weight shift as a means of executing power in the golf swing, well, you may be struggling to access the distance you really deserve. And that's why I've got two very special guests on today's show. Wes Patterson is a long drive champion who currently utilizes a weight forward technique to hit the ball far. And I've got his coach, Mike Manavian, to show you how it's done at the highest level of ball striking.
Thanks, Tom, for having us on your channel today. We are with the current Ultimate Long Drive champion for the 35 and over age bracket. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Wes and I, we started working when? Started working
April 23?
Yeah.
It's about a year and a half now.
Yeah, so you're coming off a few injuries, and we got together so you could, play some competitive golf, amateur competitive golf, as well as your professional long drive stuff. So you're going to do a little demonstration for us today on the sim here. So we got foresight quad running, we got gears running, you're suited up, 3D avatar stuff, and Tom's got a few questions. We're going to just go straight into it. Why don't you go ahead and hit one for us?
Straight out the gate. Gotta get loose.
Yep, we'll hit a few here.
Gotta get loose.
Got to get loose, and he's starting off with 130 mile per hour club head speed. Ball speed's 191. That's a beautiful high push draw there. So pretty flat trajectory. Club head speed was 130 on that. We actually have to do a thing with Wes and put him in the parking lot here. So he runs out of fairway on our simulator. So go for it.
Those are the misses.
Yep.
Which are fine. They're in play. I think those are the get too far back on my back foot. Let's put
Yep.
a little bit more weight on the front foot.
Yeah. So in this one, I want you to put all your weight on your front foot. Yeah. What percentage of your weight would you say your lower body is on your front foot there?
I'd say about 80 at least.
Okay.
85.
All right. Smash it. Keep it 80 there. How was that one? Nice. All right, Wes. So we got a couple of questions here to answer.
Wes, what are some of the big benefits you've seen from using weight forward in your swing? And how has it changed the way you swing the club?
Well, that's pretty simple. It's definitely made my bottom point more consistent.
Yeah.
Especially with a longer driver, long drive. You got a 40-inch club. It's hard to deliver the same way every time. So being able to incorporate having, I guess, more stack and tilt right into the left side and be able to deliver that club at the low point just about consistently as possible. Be able to take away a lot of my misses and be able to be more dialed in on the shot that I know I need to hit and what I'm consistently hitting. Thought process is clean things up so I don't have to overthink. Now I know a shot pattern I'm going to hit, consistent low point. So especially in long drive, I know I'm going to hit something right to left so I can take an aim towards the right side of the grid.
Nice. Go ahead and demonstrate one with your weight forward.
It's definitely helped consistent low point. I can probably hit it like that almost.
Yeah. I mean, that's hammered.
Yeah. So 194.
194 ball speed in the grid, in play, in a fairway, at 350 carry, 370, 194, launch angle 10.6, carry 346, total 369, spin axis to the left, offline 20 yards. Nice job.
This question is for Wes. Did you notice a significant improvement or decrease in distance after implementing weight forward in your swing?
Increased speed. I mean, that's kind of a double-headed sword there because we're delivering the club at the same low point every time, so we're hitting the ball
More center
every time. So the answer is yes, ball speed's going up because I'm hitting it more center, but also being more efficient on using these clubs. So once we get these things dialed in, we're letting the club do most of the work as well. So yes, the answer is speed has gone up and distance has gone up.
Beautiful. Why don't you hit a shot for us? That was hammered. Nice one there. It's always fun to see 191 mile per hour ball speed flicked out there at 376.
Since you teach professional golfers, Mike, and Wes, you compete professionally, what are some big misconceptions that pro golfers have surrounding weight forward?
So, I love discussing this topic, obviously, being a stack and tilt authorized instructor and Wes being one of my favorite students to work with. So one of the things about the weight forward, people that misinterpret it, is the two centers. They think both centers have to be forward. In stack and tilt, the weight forward is only with the lower body. So by putting our pelvis forward, that creates our secondary axis tilt with the driver. So our spine is tilted back versus trying to achieve that secondary axis by tilting the spine back in a downswing. So by having all your weight forward at your lower body, not the upper body, the lower body, you'll be able to hit drives higher to start with because you're adding launch angle to that.
And adding more consistent low point.
Agreed. So to get to that low point, why don't you hit one first where you put all the weight of your pelvis forward. Really exaggerate this one. Yeah. Go for it.
So you can set up
So
weight a little bit forward and
just like that, yeah.
still have your lower upper body. And that's perfect.
That ball drew, didn't it?
Yeah, 194.
So that was the highest ball speed so far, 194, with the weight the most forward. How much weight forward would you say that was?
I mean, I would say at least 80, 85% on the left side there.
So if we pull up the gears data here, from above, Wes, I'd say that your pelvis is a lot closer to your lead foot here than it is to your trail foot. Agree. So we can see it here at the setup. Pelvis is a lot more forward. And yet your spine is still in the middle of your body. Your upper part, your upper axis in the front part. So as you make a backswing, your head's staying centered. The lower body's going forward 1 inch, 1.2 inches. And then as you come through impact, all the weight's staying forward. So you got a 1 inch hip slide because all your weight was forward to start with. And you've created that secondary axis tilt to launch this thing up in the air. So the ball data here shows that you swung 2 degrees into out, 3 degrees up, face to path was closed, just a little bit over 50%, and you have a 131 mile per hour club head speed, pretty well centered. And now if we were to really have some fun, and for the ground force reaction people, we can start pointing out where the pressure is as he's going back. All the weight's forward, pressure's forward. Very good.
You didn't want to try to like really shift the weight forward and back and forth.
Yeah. Do the opposite of it.
I mean, I might shake this one, but we're gonna do
I'll stand over here, make sure we're clear.
back and that wasn't very good.
That ball sliced off to the right.
Speed went down, spin went way up.
So you just went from 386 yards to 325 with a big banana slice to the right, 187 miles per hour. And then when we look at the gears data, you hit it low in the heel, tough to control your low point. We can put these two up side by side. So the gold one is the swing you just made with the weight shifting way to the right early, and yet you swung slower. So a lot of people like to talk about this P2 point here, where you've got it's interesting where the blue arrow is going the opposite direction. So you're actually pushing off the front too much to move to the trail side. Where the other one, you're pushing off the trail side, moving to the front. Your head's more centered now. Your pelvis doesn't have to recenter at the top in the blue guy from before. So instead of being 2 inches away, you're 1 inch forward. And that's a significant change in location of your pelvis. Never mind where you got to hit the golf ball. So at impact, you're tilted back. I mean, the low point of your control is totally in a different spot in the club face.
Well, riddle me this.
Yeah.
On the very beginning that you showed that when I had to really shift that weight back, I was actually moving
The other way. Yeah.
right?
Forward.
So, there's a little bit of bump there, right? But there's the other push back here. You're using a lot of weight to push off your front side, so when we're losing effort going this way.
Right. So as you were straightening your right leg, you were pushing forward. As you were shifting to the trail side, you were pushing off your lead leg going back. Now the center point moves too far back. So, and you also swung slower, less efficiently. You didn't hit it as far. So, interesting. So let's listen to the next question.
Given that weight forward is a new concept to a lot of golfers, how would you recommend that someone goes about approaching using weight forward in their swing for the first time, especially with the driver?
So with the driver, as I said before, the weight forward is really the pelvis being forward versus the upper axis being forward. So I would just start by, Wes, if you want to hit a few shots first, just kind of with the driver, low the thrust rate, kind of go from P3 left arm parallel to P9 right arm parallel. Just chip a few drivers out there at a low speed. Not going full. You can actually get a little bit more on the tiptoe of the foot. Yeah. So you're going to change your knee flex as you go back, keeping your weight forward, just so you can start getting some low point control there. Just chipping it out there. That would be how I would start that. All right.
This question is for both of you. So Wes, what was your swing like before working with Mike? And what kind of progress have you seen now that you have been working with him for a little while?
I don't want to give old Mike too much credit, but I was pretty lost before I met you. I was lucky enough to be athletic enough to get away with, I have good hands being an athlete from my whole career. I've been able to get it.
Hall of Fame baseball player for your college, right?
Played multiple sports. But no, let's go back to, I was stuck in the whole X factor, let's get some big turns, hips opens up way early and try to create lag, but I could save it because I had good enough hands and I could play good enough golf, and also I could miss greens and get up and down. So it was, I would go down that process of like how much we can get our hips open before our arms get down, and I would get stuck and I would hit big hooks. But when I could time it well, I hit it far, hit it well, but I was athletic enough to be able to do it. But I was inconsistent as can be, and obviously trying to play this thing at a high level before I got into long drive, those inconsistencies were a little bit less then before I got into long drive, because I was swinging a little bit slower. But also looking back on it now, when I was playing at a high level, I was still too inconsistent. So once we got together and started learning a little bit more how the body works properly, it creates a consistent low point. And when you can have a consistent low point, it doesn't feel the same way every time, and it makes this go a lot easier.
So the first fundamental, making sure you can control the low point. Second fundamental will be power, making sure you can hit far enough to play the golf course with scoring clubs. You've never had a problem with speed. But dialing in that third fundamental, having a predictable curve, kind of goes with the first fundamental, controlling your low point.
Hey, I like to hit on that because I've always hit it far in my life, and everything swing fast. Everybody's always talking about you need to hit a cut. Hit a cut, hit a cut, hit a cut, hit a fade. And what we've learned and what we've worked on is when I'm the best consistent is when I'm hitting a little push draw, or even like a tad of a pull.
Yeah.
And especially in long drive, that's my best flight, is a pull. That's when I'm at my best. But it's interesting to hear people with speed, you got to hit a fade, but realistically, you can control a draw at our distances as well.
Indeed.
And Mike, how have you seen Wes's swing change in terms of speed and other long drive type metrics?
So the biggest change that I've seen in your swing is also to controlling your low point. You're not, especially in your social golf or even your competitive amateur golf, you're getting rid of the out of bounces, which really ruin your strokes gained average. Getting you to be a strong hitter, but to actually hit 3-woods in play, hit 4-irons in play off the tee, so you can have wedges into the greens. When you have a 300-yard hole, I think your third hole or your second hole at your course. Second hole is a 300-yard hole, and you hit a 6-iron off that tee and put a wedge on the green, versus normally when you hit a 3-wood and just smoke it into the water. So having those types of shots where you're just kind of playing the game from a strongman standpoint or a long drive standpoint, but using the short irons to chip it around the course, so when you get to a long course, you have no issues with it.
Yeah, and also the fact of, with distance as well, like I can hit a 9-iron 177, that's my club. For most people, that's a 7 or 6 out there. So that's my advantage, is I don't have to get that length advantage off the tee. It can be the second shot, it can be the third shot, it can be all that good stuff. So yeah, my game has changed a lot.
For the better.
It's hurt me in gambling, so I have to give up a lot of shots now, but it's definitely gotten good.
Fair enough. Why don't you smash one for us? Nice. 196 miles per hour. That's funny. Goes 350. Yeah, I think we're done.